Look at this beast. They were at our campground last night. Okay, we're gonna go over and meet our neighbors here. They have this great Overlander. They want to show it to me, so let's go check it out.
Did you hear about the eruption they had at Glacier?
Yeah, the thermal thing. Yeah, it's wild.
Like crazy.
I'm gonna walk around the puppy because he doesn't know me.
He's very friendly, but
Yeah.
yeah, inside the truck,
Bud.
he's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
I'm Tiffany. This is Eric.
Hey.
We're both from the Portland area in Oregon.
Okay. So what do you have here? Tell me about this.
It is a 2009 International Durstar 4400. So it's diesel turbo. It's Allison transmission. It's pretty bomber proof and fairly easily you can get parts because it's just the international, basically format from the bottom up. And then
Okay.
Boise Mobile is the one that builds out the Hotshot or the Wildland Firefighter crew carrier box that's attached to the back.
So I think you said earlier this was for Hotshot Fire Crew. This was their carrier that they would overland to fight the fires.
Yeah, they
with.
call them a crew buggy.
Okay.
And it has 8, or would have had 8 seats in the back.
Okay.
Big heavy duty seats that they were all beat up.
I'm sure.
I mean,
all their gear.
They use
Yeah.
and abuse these vehicles, and they BLM, which is where we got this through government auction.
Okay.
And we got it about 5 years ago.
4. So we got it in 2020. So this was our pandemic project.
Ah, yes. I had a pop-up. That was
Yeah.
my pandemic project. We gutted and redid a pop-up camper, which is how we started in I think it was November of 2020. And then here we are. We're in our third rig, our third truck in 4 years.
Yeah.
So you get it, I guess.
Keep upgrading, right?
Yeah, family's grown and we've grown with it. So it's obviously it's 4-wheel drive, right?
It is not.
It's
It's
not.
not 4-wheel
But
drive.
with the box weight and the duals in the back, it is more than capable.
Okay.
We picked it up directly from the crew in Susanville, California, after we won it on auction. It was our 3rd year that we had bid
Oh wow.
on a vehicle like this.
Wow. So is it rear-wheel drive?
It is correct.
Okay, so it is rear wheel.
Correct.
Okay.
And we were
okay.
outbid the first 2 years. This one ended up being the least amount of miles, the best condition through BLM. They had all the service records.
Okay.
They had to fix any deficiencies that were wrong with it before they could hand it over because of
Yeah.
liability.
Yeah.
And they just basically handed those over to us, and the crew captain that had been driving this for his full career there said that this could go anywhere that most 4-wheel drive vehicles could go. And if you don't think you can go forward, you probably should turn around. So, but we haven't had any issues. It gets surprisingly a little more comfortable when you get a little more off-road.
Interesting.
On the highway, it's got these tall,
Yeah.
skinny tires.
Big,
Yeah.
But when you get off-road, things kind of soften
So
up
you
a
kind of
little bit.
settle into it a little bit.
It's got air ride in the front.
Got it.
And the people in the back really don't feel the bounce up and down. It's more the side to side that they kind of feel.
Got it.
But this came from Diamond Mountain Hotshots.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Susanville, California.
You can still see it kind of ghosted.
In the side.
Oh
on the
yeah,
side.
see it up there.
Yeah, he was born in 2020.
Oh, okay.
So we got this when I was pregnant
Very cool.
because we're like, because we have a little adventure trailer.
Yeah.
With a rooftop tent on it.
Got it.
And we would take that out with the 4Runner. But being pregnant with him, I was like, can we have some inside space? That'd be great.
Well, can you show me the cab? Let's see inside. All right. Tell me a little bit about this.
So, like I was saying before, it's air ride seats.
Okay.
It is an automatic. We have made some upgrades in here. The box itself did not have any sound deadening in the back wall or the doors. So I ripped everything apart, sound deadened everything, upgraded the stereo, added in a lot more storage and MOLLE paneling, and trying to use the best use of the space. It does have a box power that's down here that controls. You can shut it off or turn off the power in the back of the box.
Okay.
But that runs off just the box, the truck batteries itself. So it's not as efficient as if you had your own solar system. So we have added 2 panels on top.
Okay.
And right now we haven't decided exactly how we're going to plumb that in. So we have it running down and through the pass-through. So it just kicks in, and we have it running on Anchor. We also have a Elec Hive and Goal Zero. So we've got a couple different electric
cool.
generators. So it makes it easier,
Yeah.
more convenient. They're portable. We can use them how we need to. And
Yeah.
and we've been staying on top of our power needs. We don't have a lot of consumption really. We have a fridge freezer that's inside, and that's probably our biggest draw.
I'm noticing that you're not even hooked up to shore power right now. No. Or you're using your...
Yeah, we're at 100%.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's... So how many watts of solar did you say do you have on top? Do you know?
So we only have 200 watts of solar
Okay.
on the roof.
Okay.
But the solar generators that we're running
Yeah.
are about 2,000 amp hours.
Okay. Wow.
So
I think I missed that a second ago. That's impressive.
yeah,
Wow.
so they run pretty well.
Wow.
And the sun usually just keeps it topped off, especially if we're charging while we're rolling. Then
Yeah.
it's really easy.
Yeah. That's very cool. All right, so let's go around. You've got a lot of storage. I'm
Yeah.
seeing.
Oh yeah, there's lots and lots of storage. You got
That's
lots-
the best part.
one of
That's a
the
ton.
solar or electric hive right there,
Yep.
and then there's a tire table and all sorts of equipment and gear. Ends up being a lot of the dogs stuff, and of course as you move back further, we've
Yeah.
got a canoe and chainsaw in case we're in a tight space and need to make some room.
Definitely.
We do have a couple different options as far as water filtration. I've got the Lifesaver jerry can, which in case
I carry jerry cans
Yeah.
all the time.
and that one's got a filter on it inside of it, so if we need to, we could use that as an option. These long boxes, of course, all drop down, and we have storage. Depending on what we're doing or where we're going, we'll change what's inside of them.
Yeah.
I am gonna be ending up plumbing in a Beaver diesel heater pretty soon. That's probably gonna be the only large punch I'm gonna do is the vent going into that for the diesel heater.
Very neat.
But then at least that way we can run the heater and just sip on diesel rather than using the truck, because the truck does have an air conditioner and a heater
Yeah.
itself, but you have to have the engine running and to get it.
You want the box to be totally independent of the cab.
right.
And yeah.
So
that
we're
makes a
starting
lot
to,
of sense.
We're starting to cut the ties so that we're not solely dependent on the front.
And that gives you a measure of redundancy too when you're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, sometimes you want a little bit of secondary backup, less wear and tear on what you really need.
And then the box configuration is matched on the other side.
Okay.
Same size compartment. He's gonna have to open these doors.
Sure.
So we've got 25 gallons onboard water, and I've got it inside the box. We do have a lot of room underneath, but we elected to put it inside because these are insulated. The doors themselves are all insulated, so it keeps.
So you don't need a heater or underneath, or
keeps it more temperature regulated. And then we have the guzzle system so that we can pull from any water stream source, and just it has a filtration system and a LED
Yeah.
light so that it just
Okay.
it filters.
So you've got multiple filtration options.
Correct, yeah.
Depending on where you are, what your needs are. Yeah.
We do have an onboard hot water system so that if we do want to take a shower, we're off grid, just swings out.
Oh,
We
nice.
zip it open and it just runs off of propane. This is the Julka hot tap, and it's the most efficient thing that we found that works really well.
That's fantastic.
And we just have a pop-up ensuite that we just jump into and plumb it into. And
Oh, that's great.
if we wanted to, you can also run this to wash dishes or anything else, and it just has a long hose. You can go to any water source. And
That's great. So I'm impressed. I didn't even realize how much you would have on here. I assumed you knew what you were doing, but this is wow. So you guys can really go out. How long do you say you, on average, that you go out off grid at a time?
Well, it's changed up because since we have the solar and the bigger solar generators,
Yeah.
we could probably go out for a solid week.
Oh,
and
okay.
with decently sunny weather,
Oh,
and not
wow.
have a problem.
Okay. It's really mostly about your water supply. Is that it? Yeah. Your limitations
if we
on
could
water.
drop into like a stream or a lake source, water
Yeah.
source, I think we could probably be out longer than that. The platform was started as a bug out kind of
Yep.
vehicle.
Yep. Get it.
Emergency
Get
disaster
it.
preparedness.
I have a bug out bag ready all the time.
Yeah.
And I noticed you've got a rail here. Did you
Drip rail?
Did you put this on, or is that
No, that
That's
was
okay.
Yeah, that one and the one on the very top. Those were all already on there.
So have you considered putting awnings on here or additional outdoor space?
We're trying to figure out how we would put those on.
Okay.
The thing we've kind of been looking at most recently was moon awning, and it works off of the sea sucker system, so that we have a big flat surface that you could put those on and then connect it to. Whereas if something that was attached a little more permanently, when we start going down trail, you could see tree rash on it because it's a big vehicle.
Yeah, right.
And we were concerned that if there was an awning mounted on the side, it could get ripped off.
Right. Yeah.
So we're already almost 8.5 feet wide. So
yeah, well then, if you have more on there, then you're getting, is this road legal? Besides trees, if you're on a highway, if you're over, is it 8.5? Is it 8.6 or 8? Whatever it is, in different states are a little different, I think.
Right. Got an onboard air system because it's air brakes.
Got it.
So I threw in a hose reel. This is kind of the garage. It's got all the tools and anything I might kind of run into emergency wise. So we have a 70-gallon fuel tank. So we were just.
And we get about 8 to 10 miles a gallon.
Yeah, we get about 9.6 when we're towing. So now you're a lot of preparedness. Are you prior service or did you?
Yeah, I was in the Marine Corps.
Okay. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I was in the Navy. We give you guys rides all the time.
Yep. So
Where did you serve?
I was at Camp Pendleton.
Okay.
My duty station.
Yeah.
I did do a Westpac. I ended up in Somalia for Operation United Shield, the withdrawal of United Nations. So I was 93 to 97. So it was quite a while ago.
Yeah, I was in San Diego for a short time, for a while actually, and then I was an East Coast sailor, so I did back-to-back deployments. And deployed in 02, was home for 6 weeks, deployed again through Christmas into 03. So I did 2 back-to-back basically deployments, and that was a lot of fun. So very cool. Thank you for your service.
Yeah,
right on.
Yeah, and that kind of ties into one of the groups that we kind of go out and explore with pretty often is Veteran Overland.
Okay.
They're a non-profit organization, and they do a lot of stuff for vets. They get them out and get ties with the community and try and help people get out and explore and have fun. And so they're a good group of guys, and we hang out with them as often as we can. So
very awesome. Very cool. Can we see inside a little bit? See what you've done?
Where a lot of the work's been done.
Yes.
Well, I know we briefly. You gave me kind of a brief synopsis without going into it, but you have modified the inside considerably. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside, really, the only thing that's been the roof has been resurfaced with Raptor spray. The front grille and the step sides. This is the yellow is the original color from BLM.
That's cool.
We redid this back bumper with the Raptor spray. It's got texture on it because it was all kind of.
Was it diamond plate or?
No, it's just this flat steel.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it did not have very good traction on it at all. So we there was a flip down.
And I see that you
step on here.
You can carry your spares right here. Okay, but no mounted steps. You decided to use external steps. Is that?
There was a swing up and swing down step, but it did kind of pendulum as you were going up and down.
One more thing to get caught up on stuff. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And it was also a little tweaked. They must have clipped to something, so we removed that. I think long term we may end up putting another one on here to replace that. We just talked to Boise Mobile a couple days ago.
Okay.
We stopped by them. But this ladder has been serviced. We picked this up because we were getting ready to do the Overland Rally Pacific Northwest.
Got it.
In the DIY area. So we were showcasing the vehicle and we wanted people to get in and up safely. And
this is great.
And the ladder's served really well. It's just folding it up and setting it here is kind of the most inconvenient part of it. But,
all right, let's go in. All right, very cool. I'm gonna stand back here so I can get, I'll get closer when we need to, but I want to get a overall shot. This is great.
So originally the box had 2 upper cabinets, one on each side, that were of this style. This is the original one. We pulled it out of this side so that we could get the system in for the bed. It's on a rail system, and it actually tips up and then slides up and pockets, the foot of the bed pockets in this upper cabinet, and then it's just pinned out so that the bed is in this position, up and out of the way, so that you can sit in the seats and while we're driving and going down the road.
Nice.
We've replaced this bare area with cabinets so that we have some storage up here. We're probably going to end up doing another exact match of this face over the fronts of these cabinets on the other side to hide them. We've kept all the storage that was underneath the armrests where the seats were sitting. They each had their own little stations, and then they also had 12-volt power in all the different stations, and we've kind of just upgraded all that power with new lighting, new sockets, Type-C's, and upgraded all of that.
Very cool. You got a sink and a wash basin here.
Yeah, sink and wash basin, and we just kind of have a small gray water container in there and the Dometic faucet, so we just click on that and you can turn it and fill up as you want. And makes
Very
it
cool.
easy and convenient. We replaced the entire floor because it was, again, just steel plate. So we put in, we recessed an L-track so that we could move the seats.
Love that.
The floor itself was a 3-day project. There's 3 or 4 different layers in there: a sound and waterproof barrier, insulating barrier, and then the flooring, and then the L-track into it.
So when you're going down the road on the highway, you've got 2 of you in the front, or 2 or 3 of you in the back. How do you typically do it?
2 up front and 2 in the back.
Okay.
We've only got 4 seats. That's really only all we've needed. So that's how we set it up.
Cool.
Once my older son kind of maybe moves away, we'll reconsider how we want to configure it back here. But this has worked out really well for us.
Very nice.
And then my older son's bed. This is the back of the bench. When you slide out the fridge and freezer, and then the storage here for the pantry, they just slide out of the way so that you can drop this bench back down.
Got it.
And then they lock back on the L-track.
So you have light? Are these lights or what? Speakers?
These are an Amazon find that the wife. They're rechargeable.
Okay.
They're
very neat.
change all different colors, and you can take them off and use them as satellites. They're more convenient than what we had originally, because they're just stationary. At least this way we can move them and wherever we need them, or angle them up against the aluminum, then they reflect, so it's a little more diffused lighting.
How do you handle your black water? Is there anything external, or do you?
We again don't have anything underneath.
Okay.
We do have a toilet.
A portable toilet, like a camp toilet.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
We really try not to use it,
Right.
but we're going to be in probably cat hole, and that way.
Yeah. This morning I was trying to get some footage of the river, and I stumbled across somebody doing their morning rituals.
You gotta go.
Yeah, that's right. Very neat. Okay, this is awesome. And wow, this is a lot more than I expected.
We did all the fabrication ourselves.
Really?
Yeah, everything
I
we've
did all
done.
the upholstery. Yeah, we put in the floor. That was a 3-day project.
So this is really custom. I mean, you bought some products, but you didn't buy this as a unit. You made that.
Yeah.
You made this.
If you look, you'll just see it's plywood, and I've had to add a couple of shims in here so that I could get the right angle for these lockouts.
Okay.
We do have an IKEA.
There you go.
Right in the center, because my 17-year-old liked to spin and sit on the edge here, so we had to put a little bit more support right there.
You can't RV camp without IKEA. That's just how it is. I think it's a rule.
Well, and if you look closely at the bed, since we designed all this entire bed system, this is based off of IKEA slats.
I know it well.
And so we built the 80/20 system, the full frame, with the hinges and everything.
That's great.
Based off of the size of that, and we got lucky. We thought we were gonna maybe have to chop out some of this upper box, and it is, by the skin of our teeth, it pockets just perfectly when it's up now.
That's fantastic. It's so nice when things work out like that. Mm-hmm. This is really great. Thank you guys so much for letting me come and film this with you.
No, not a problem.
Appreciate it. Again, thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Yeah. And we'll get this up soon, and keep an eye out. Cool. And thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
You too.